What's up guys, Shinobinate here with a little how-to tutorial to set up Skyrim VR, or any Skyrim for that matter, how to fix, mod, run any kind of programs you got there, or any kind of questions you have. Most likely will get answered in this video. First things first, we're going to go to Vortex, Nexus Mods actually, .com, and you're going to download Vortex. It should be at the bottom of the page. Download that sucker, or you can install any of these mods manually, but this is just helpful to set everything up and hold all your mods and have everything in one place for you. You can also use Mod Manager. There's a ton of other programs you can use. Alright, this is a little list here. If you ever have any questions or anything you'd like to go back to, you can pause the video. I'm going to leave this up here on the screen most of the time. This is basically a list, step by step, how to get things set up and do it. Alright, first things first, you're going to want to go to Steam, do a fresh, clean install of Skyrim VR. Once you have that installed, you're going to have a folder. This is probably what you're going to look like, pretty plain, minus a few things in here, because I already put an SKE loader in. And what you're going to do also is, before you start modding anything, you're going to want to set up a folder system sort of like this. See, what I have is 3 separate folders lined up. You're going to want a Skyrim VR folder, a Skyrim mods folder for your working mods, the mods that you know what the game runs with, and then you're going to want an add-ons folder. Now, each folder has its own special thing, but let's say you break your Skyrim, or just for some reason it just doesn't work anymore and you need a fresh install, or you just want to start all over again, you'll have this folder here to pull back to. Alright, first things first, after you download Vortex Mods, and you have to run a fresh install of Skyrim VR, you're going to have to run it first. That's going to create a database in your system, a folder for where your mods are going to go and run from Vortex. After you run it first, get into the game. You don't have to run it very often, it just has to load it up. That'll create the folder. Exit the game completely, and you're going to open your Vortex Nexus mods and all that. Before you install any mods, most likely you're going to need a few special mods, and you're going to get those in the form of the Sky UI. You're going to get that from GitHub. You're going to want this website right here, github.com/od SkyUI-VR releases. Alright, you're going to get that, download it first. That's going to be the VR version of your inventory and all that stuff. Another thing you're going to need is, if you plan on running an ENV, is your ENB wrappers. You're going to download that from enbdev.com. And then once you have that installed, downloaded, you're going to want to put the ENB into your add-ons folder. The Sky UI can go directly after it's downloaded. You can drop it into right here, and it will put it into your mod list. And you'll have it in here, like so. And it'll just run every time you run your system. Now, SKE, you're going to have to download separately. You can find that on nexus.com, but you need the VR version. Once you download that, you're going to want to drag and drop that into your main folder. And you'll see the loader and all that good stuff. You'll just extract the folder to this data location, your main Skyrim VR folder. That's going to be located under Program Files.86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and Skyrim VR. That's how you're going to find your main folder. Next, you want to download all of your mods, anything you're looking for that you want to download. And then you're going to and then once they're all done, you can start your game up and installed and all that. You start your game up, make sure everything's running fine. But let's say your game crashes and you can't figure out what's going on and you need to start all over again. Well, instead of reinstalling the game, re-downloading all those mods, deleting them, once you install a few mods and you know they're working, you're going to want to place those in your safe mods folder over here. You drag and drop them from your Vortex Mods file over here. You can get to that by opening your Vortex program. Just right click in any mod and open in File Manager. I'll pull it right up. or it's located under your user, app data, roaming, Vortex, and the name of the game, and then mods. That's how you're going to find it otherwise. You take any of these mods that you have downloaded fresh, that you want to keep, that you know is working, because what you want to do with mods when you run it, when you download it, install it for the first time, you want to do a few at a time, run your game, make sure it loads up and everything, and there's no issues in the immediate area, and then you could go save it, exit, and install a few more mods. But if it crashes, you want to look at your mods and see and make sure it's a Skyrim SE mod, special edition. Those are the only type of mods that are going to work. Regular Skyrim mods don't work with VR, and some Skyrim SE mods don't even work with VR also. So that's why you're going to want to look at this mod list I'm going to put down in the description. 160 of them that I've went through and made sure that work correctly. Let's see. Okay, let's say your game broke. You're going to want to completely uninstall from Steam your Skyrim VR, but that won't matter because you have already taken a fresh install and you placed it in or a fresh directory, and you placed it in your Skyrim VR folder here in your three folders that you created earlier. And once it's completely uninstalled, you're going to want to go in your mod folder for Vortex, and you're going to want to completely delete all of those, because all of those mods are already safely put in your safe mods folder. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Delete all of those completely to scratch. Now hit reinstall on your game only after you open your original Skyrim VR folder over here, and you opened your safety net folder that you had created earlier, and you drag and drop that safety net folder and drop it right back in the original Skyrim VR folder that you have inside of your Steam directory. Drop that in there, and then you'll have a fresh install. Now next, you'll want to, before you do anything else and do the mod thing, you're going to run Skyrim again. Remember, you have to, no matter what you do, you have to run it over again before you do anything else after a clean install. That'll create your directory for your mods. Otherwise, Vortex won't know what's happening. Your mods won't connect right, and you'll get a bunch of errors, and most likely will crash the desktop again. Alright, once you have that done, and you have your clean install done, you ran your directory, you can go ahead and drag and drop your from your add-ons folder, your Skyrim SKE, distracted. That's what it's going to look like on the inside. You're just going to drag all these. You're going to drag that, drop it into your fresh install folder. Go back to your Vortex mods folder. And pull that up, and you're going to want to pull up your other safe mods folder. And your Vortex mods folder should be empty. You're going to drag or actually don't drag and drop. You want to copy and paste, because you want to keep everything intact from your safe folder. Never mess with that. You want to copy and paste into your Vortex mods folder over here. And then once that's done and you start up Vortex, it should say you need to deploy all your mods. You go ahead and deploy your mods and get those running again. But before you do any of your mods, you have to run Fnis. You're going to most likely need Ford's new idols. You have to run that first. Every single time that you do a fresh install, you're going to want to run that so it can update your behaviors and all that. And then after you run Fnis, you're going to want to open loot, because what that is, it sets up your load order. It'll put everything in the correct order for you and let you know if there's any errors that you have in your program. Now to do this, once you install the mods, Fnis should set up automatically. If not, you can find it in your mods folder. Loot should do automatically also, but what you want to do is edit, go to this button to find it, and then you just find loot, and then it'll load it from here. You can also do that with body slide, test 5 edit, and Skyrim. This is how you set up your SKE with this also. You want to edit, find your SKE loader, which you're going to open this up. You're going to find it in your Skyrim main VR folder. Click it there. And what I usually do is you will make a copy of it and put it on your desktop of your SKE loader in your main Skyrim folder, and you right click it. You can go to properties, change icon, and then just find your Skyrim exe file, and you can click it on there and it'll just look just like an original Skyrim thing. It's pretty good that way. Alright, now let's say that should get it all working again, and then you can repeat some of the other mods, like try out some new mods once you have it working again. Try a few, run it, see if it works. If it does, you can move on to new stuff. Now that we have all of our mods working, let's say there's some specific issues that you're having. Let's say you have the dark face or purple or silver missing textures. With dark face, that's most likely skin mesh you're having a problem with, or like you have a mod that has something like replace all the hairs of someone in the game, or replace certain faces, but the game load order is mixed up, or you don't have all of the patches downloaded. So what you're going to do is check and make sure you have all the patches. Like go to the mod page, check and see if they have like let's say the AI overhaul mod, and add more people to cities, or add more cities population. Now that's a lot of the people in the game that the game's going to have to replace skins if you have a better looking NPCs mod or something like that. So you're going to want to make sure you have all of the correct mods and all of the patches to go along with the download. Missing purple and silver textures, working on the same fashion as a dark face mod. If you have something missing, most likely it's a mesh got either replaced or overwritten by another file, and it might need to be reinstalled, or something of that nature. Let's say you have a rock or something like that. Static mesh is a culprit a lot of the times. If you see a purple mesh in the wilderness while you're walking around, or in a city or something like that, you might need to check that mod and see if it either is on top of something, like a newer file, or if it got overwritten by another file and something got mixed up. Now let's say HDT, this is a whole nother issue here, is not working. That's because in VR and SE is different frameworks, so you're going to need to download the new one, but it is not on Nexus. What you're going to need to do is go to this website, daimonomods.com. This is actually a Chinese website, so you're going to have to translate it, Google Translate. After that, you'll just set up an account. Then you're going to download, type in an advanced search Skyrim HDT. It's going to pull up the framework plugin DLL, and that's the only download you're going to need. Once you download that, it's going to go into your HDT Physics extensions folder. You're going to put it in under plugins, and you're going to drop it in here with these. When you look in here under your VR, and you download it under VR, you're only going to see these three things, and it's not going to work. Once you download that, drop it in there, your HDT Physics will start working again. Your hair, your capes, all your naughty bits, all that stuff's going to be bouncing back into work. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good stuff. Let's see, what's next? Okay, another thing that you're going to need, you're going to need to work on your Skyrim ini file. You're going to need to change that. My games, Steam VR, here we go. Yeah. Alright, to find your ini file, you're going to go to User, Documents, My Games, and then find your game. This is where your ini files are. You want to change a few things for different mods. It's going to let you know what you're going to have to do in here. But specifically, if you're having an issue to where you want Skyrim to run full screen in your PC in the background, let's say someone's watching you or you're recording or something like that, you're going to want to go under your preferences and then change it from, you're going to go down here to where it says be full screen equals, it'll say 0. You're going to change that to 1. And then now when you start your game up next time, you're going to get, your game will run smoother because your computer will allocate more resources to it because it's full screen. So you should get a little less crash of desktops for that simple reason also. and you got your 3 folders we were talking about earlier. There we go. Alright, your add-ons, you're going to have a few things in here. One thing you're going to need mainly is the Shadowman's DLL loader, and that will enable your achievements and a few other things to do, like be seated, I think, and a few other mods goes along with that. It goes directly into your install folder. So what you're going to do is extract that just right up in that, all up in there, in that Steam Apps Common Steam VR folder. And then from there it should be working fine. Alright, well, that's all we got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please check out my Skyrim VR series I got coming up. If you like it, please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, I answer all your comments. Just let me know if there's any other issues you might have, and I can probably find a solution for you. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate your time. Have a good one. Peace. Let's warm it up. It's cold out here after killing all these dudes. You know? Kill dudes. Go cold too. Hey, your butt's hanging out, man. What's wrong with you? Put your butt away. God.